Hi, Aquarius Pisces. Welcome, welcome, welcome to your timeless astrology tarot reading. My name is Gabrielle, and you're tuned in here to Cusp of Roses, where we do timeless tarot readings for all 12 cusp zodiac signs every new and full moon and every zodiac season. If you're interested in that content and want to tune in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and comment down below. Now, Aquarius Pisces. As I was kind of prepping for your read, I kept hearing heart, 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 heart. So we're going to go ahead and burn the heart chakra for you. Hi again, the Sun card. Hi, Aurora. Hi, Queen Tiki. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, we're going to be burning the heart chakra here for you, the heart chakra incense, Aquarius Pisces. I hope that it will serve your energy well throughout this read. And as many of you maybe have noticed, sometimes smoke becomes a another energy, another divination tool through this reading. So if you feel any messages come forward from that, definitely take it as it resonates. All right, we're going to go ahead and get grounded. We're going to offer up some gratitude into the space. All right. And tap in a little deep here. I feel like I have a lot of messages coming in for you, Aquarius Pisces. I'm trying to ground them in. But yeah, let's go ahead and do our gratitude. So whatever feels right and best for you in this moment, go ahead and get started. I am going to sound my singing bowl 1 to 3 times, depending on how I intuitively feel guided to. Okay. So prep yourself for that. And then again, take this time as the sound travels and resonates to do whatever meditation, grounding, gratitude practice feels right and best for you in this moment. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it, Aquarius Pisces. I do feel like the reason why I heard or kept hearing heart, 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 heart is that is where a lot of the energetic shifts that are occurring right now are kind of hitting you, Aquarius Pisces. I just heard breaking through a layer of ice. Ooh. Now, mind you, all messages that come forward through this read are sent and spoken in love. All right. I am not sharing anything, saying anything from a soapbox. I'm saying it from being in the boat with you, trying to figure it out as well. But it does feel like there's been this layer of ice on the heart, Aquarius Pisces, that you've been able to get away with for some time. You've been able to utilize to your advantage in some aspects that have definitely come as an advantage in some respects and in some situations. But it feels like there's a particular situation here where there might be a slight struggle to connect, and or there's this energy coming up that makes you want to disconnect when you know you need to be connecting. It's almost like this detachment that you've been able to master is almost happening at the wrong times or in the wrong spaces or in the wrong relationships. Now, granted, some of you, the reason of having an iced over heart could be valid. It could be valid, right, with what you're dealing with. But with Mercury headed into retrograde this coming week, you will be asked to review in what ways you are overguarding yourself. In what ways is the icy layer over the heart holding you back from actually receiving love that's available to you? And mind you, love is more than just physical connection. Love is all around you. Love comes in many forms. Love is the sun shining on your skin, right? Love is that icy cold sip of water, right? Love is the smile from a stranger. Love is the kind act of a service worker towards you, right? Like love is everywhere. It does take a trained eye to see it. And it almost feels like the divine is trying to train you in that way, to be able to perceive love in all of its forms. But I do feel like there's a specific way that you're looking for love, or that you want to have love or experience love, that seems to evade you. It's like, why can't I just get that love that I want? Because honestly, a part of you believes it doesn't exist. Part of you. So we're going deep here, Aquarius Pisces. I understand that sometimes these things can be triggering. So again, if at any moment you feel overwhelmed or unable to process what we're going to talk about here, tap out, okay? Come back when you're ready. There's something here that needs to be learned about yourself. Awareness. Almost a pushing too out of a comfort zone. It's like something that you've been very comfortable with as, oh, that's just me, that's just who I am. It's almost feeling as if Spirit's like, well, that's not the you I fashioned you to be. That's the you created. So I kind of feel and sense the theme of this week's, or the theme of this round of astrology readings, will be getting back to the true you, the real you. Not the you convinced yourself to be to survive. The you that is natural, the you that is real, the you that you maybe hide, the you that you protect, the you that you forgot about, the you that you buried. Seeing judgment energy, so there could be some sort of resurrection of an old version of yourself here, Aquarius Pisces, that's coming back to integrate into who you are now. This is a part of you that needed love. This is a part of you that maybe did a lot of things out of fear. This is a part of you that is soft, a part of you that is ultra vulnerable. A part of you that you felt would not survive in this world, so you buried it. I almost wanted to call you Scorpio. So there's this rising from the ashes, this phoenix type of transmission that you're going through, transition that you're going through. And a lot of the times, right, it is a burning away of the old self. But in this instance for you, Aquarius Pisces, this is the rebirth of an old you. Okay. Anything else? Saturn. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Some of you could be in your Saturn return. And you got Mercury, like I said. Mercury's retrograde is really going to have an effect on you here, Aquarius Pisces. You might feel restricted. You might experience some struggles. It's going to be a lot that you're going to be required to hold patience around, and that struggle and restriction will be in the way that you think and learn and network and communicate. The old ways of communicating, or the ways that you maybe think, connect, network, and communicate now, need structure, need a little bit more discipline, need a little bit more patience, because your thinking is changing. You don't experience struggle without the result of growth, or at least the opportunity for growth. Restrictions only come to teach you how to deal with what you need to help maybe release you from excess. It's almost like the divine is like restricting certain tools or certain facets of or things that you've created to say only move forward with these things. And you're like, but I have all these other tools. And it's like, all you need is the screwdriver, the wrench, and the hammer. But you're like, what about my power drill? What about this? Like, what about that? My saw? And they're like, nope, just those three. Figure it out. Like, it's kind of a little bit of tough love, I kind of feel. Getting back to basics in a way. So something has been in excess for too long, or there is this development that needs to happen in how you think and communicate and learn and network. And part of me feels like the beginning of that development is steeped in some uncomfortable emotions and feelings. And some uncomfortable truths is what I just heard. This is definitely a season of growth for you, Aquarius Pisces. But it's going to get you, it's like there's something happening that's getting you to face yourself in new ways and see yourself in new ways that might not be sunshine, gumdrops, rainbows. Like, you see how dark this Saturn card is? It's facing your own darkness. Like, I keep here, why am I like this? And look, it's Scorpio, 8th house. Why am I like this? Why do I do that? It's like some of you could be having that kind of dialogue where these certain things just happen as habit. And you're feeling the dissonance and the disconnect with those things. And it's just like, that's not really me. Why do I do that? Why am I feeling this way? Because something needs to shift and change. Radically. Radical change with Uranus. Transformation, karma, facing fears and legacies. This is all about the you that you want to be remembered for. Some of you are fighting old patterns. South Node, that's what I'm trying. Come on now. Some of you are fighting old patterns. Fighting old patterns that are rearing their head again. Challenging you with the square. Challenging your spiritual growth and your faith, the 9th house, Virgo energy. Challenging you to maintain integrity, reverence, and a spirit of service. This is a battle of the ego versus the self, Aquarius Pisces. It's a challenging situation. It's a mountain to climb, and it requires radical change in how you think and how you learn and how you communicate and how you connect, so that you can attain the spiritual growth that's needed and necessary for you to carve out a new path, a new story, a new narrative for you to be remembered for, your legacy. Meaning the divine is challenging you to not leave the legacy that you've already left behind, which would be your South Node energy, to evolve towards your North Node. If you do not know your North Node placement, there are free natal charts in my description box for you to find that out. You would want to check into the Western astrology. It's easier to understand, really, really simple. Vedic is a lot more complicated. Okay. Find your North Node and learn about that placement. Learn about how it connects in your natal chart and what you're here to master about it, how you can kind of lead. And we'll dig into that in this read because I feel like that's super important. Maybe your North Node is in Virgo. Maybe it's in Sagittarius. Maybe it is Scorpio. Could be Gemini. Could be Aquarius. Could be Capricorn. Could be Aries, Cancer, Libra. But this challenge is to expand you. Expand you beyond the limits that you hold or held around yourself. The limited sense of who you were. Some of you have been walking around with a very definitive self-description. And almost to the point of your detriment, like so fixed on that being who you are, but not learning the lesson of why that is. Because I think that it is a one thing to accept your struggles, right? Like, I am short-tempered, or, you know, oh, these certain things really bother me, or like, oh, you know, da 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 da, and that's just me. But I would really caution against just saying and settling on, well, that's just me. That's just who I am. It's like you're being challenged to not be so fixed in your idea of self. Because your fixed version and idea of self is not really who you are. And or is preventing you from developing into who you're meant to be. North Node. Who you're destined to be. A challenging situation will require your integrity. Meaning keeping your word for some of you. Meaning not repeating patterns that you know affected you. Or that you know aren't necessarily healthy, as opposed to just like, well, that's just my unhealthy pattern. It's like, well, no, you know, like there's much you can do about that. So it's a different type of battle here. It's battling your comfort zones in the way of who you, I don't know how else to say it, who you created yourself to be isn't who you are. Or it just doesn't serve your highest good anymore. But because it's been such a fixed version or a fixed perspective or a fixed image of self, it's hard to shift and change, but radical change is here. Uranus will be going into retrograde on the 28th. Again, we'll be doing all the energy shift readings, the Mercury retrograde, Uranus retrograde, over on Patreon if you're interested. Okay, and definitely if you want to catch up on all the other retrogrades we have going on. Whatever you're destined to come out of, this is another layer of that. This is like a big chunk of that right now. And that challenge is the square. South Node is squaring your 9th house energy, which is where you're meant to spiritually grow. If you want to quickly find out your 9th house, count forward from your rising sign. what's required for this spiritual growth, your 9th house could be Virgo, is this reverence and service and integrity. It's almost like there's something that you want to do your way. You want to do it your way. You want to do it in your, it's like maybe that's a bit of that Scorpio. Maybe some of you have Scorpio in your chart. It's will. I want it this way. I want it to happen this way. I want to do it this way. And I don't want anyone else to tell me what to do or how to do it. But how you want to do something is based off of an old version of yourself, or like an old paradigm. Like, I don't. This is a little tough here, Aquarius Pisces, because I get the frustration. But it's like when the divine is asking you to think in new ways, learn in new ways, connect in new ways, communicate in new ways. But the challenge that you're facing, you would attack head on with the version of you that you're comfortable with. It's a lot of temptation to just move with what you know. But it's like, how do I learn the new, but then also apply it in the same moment? That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. All right, let's get into your direct influences here. Thank you so much. And look, there's that Aquarius energy, originality, philanthropy, and progressive imaginings. So maybe that's also it. You can envision your progressed self, but embodying that version of self is where you're feeling challenged. I can see what the divine and wants me to be or how they want me to move, but embodying that is proving to be difficult in this moment that I'm finding, you guys. All right, divine. We hear ya here for Aquarius Pisces. What direct energies and influences, aspects might be occurring and happening here, guiding, supporting, influencing Aquarius Pisces. Direct influences here for Aquarius Pisces in this moment, in the now moment. Direct influences. Earth. Practicality. Persistence. Patience. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Spirit's asking you to be grounded. Yeah, Taurus again. Immutable energy. All right. Second house, physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. Mutable, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. Yeah, the divine is asking you to surrender yourself. A union emerging and a coming together. This is what I was talking about. In the way of the phoenix. That's what I meant. You're merging with an old version of you that you buried. An old version of you that, again, you felt wouldn't survive this world, wouldn't be attainable, or just wouldn't benefit you in some way, wouldn't necessarily be received in some way. However it is for you, it's Spirit's like, no, bring that person back, but integrate them with who you are now. And that requires you to change some things. That requires you to do some things differently outside of what you're comfortable with, outside of what you've become accustomed to. It's relying on that Piscean energy to help you flow upstream. The way that Pisces are mutable in the way that they kind of take on the energies around them. You know, who they spend time around is who they kind of adapt their personality to. And they don't mean it in a malicious way. It's just how it is. In the same way that water will take shape in any container that it's in. That's how Pisces moves. And that is a big, large, clearly a large aspect of who you are. And maybe that's what makes this difficult too. Maybe you feel like the real, true essence of you has gotten lost in all of this shape shifting. Hi, Abina. Thanks for being here. Again, hi, Aurora. Hi, Queen Tiki. Something requires you, this challenge requires you to be consistent in a way that you are not comfortable with, in a way that maybe bores you a little bit. Some of you might feel like you're having the same day over and over again. Maybe there's like this yearning or desire for change or the unexpected or these shifts happening. Like, again, Uranus rules your Aquarian energy, and that's radical change, the unexpected, doing things not by the book, not according to status quo. But something that you're being challenged with is very status quo. It feels very Hierophant-y with the earth in the second house. It's like, no, 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 stay within this structure, stay within these parameters. And you're like, I don't do parameters. I don't do structure. I fly by the day. You know what I mean? Whatever the day presents, I just make it happen, move within the day. And it's like something is requiring you to get very step by step by step by step, or this is the routine. Oh, it is a routine that is needed. It's a routine that's needed. And some of you are resisting the changes to the routine. Although you know they have to happen, it's like, you might feel like you're sacrificing a part of yourself, or the parts of yourself that you really enjoyed, or the parts of your life that you really enjoyed, in order to be persistent and create this sense of physical security. It's almost like some of you are being asked to adult in ways that you've maybe been able to evade for a while. Yeah, I don't mean to laugh, but it is kind of funny. Just like, I don't want to, like, I can feel it in your energy. I don't really want to adult like that. That's not the adult I want to be. And I don't think Spirit's just kind of like, that's cool and all, but yeah, this is who you kind of need to be. Like, we need this from you so that we can get you to the next level or the next phase or the next step. To this union, to this merging, to this coming together. You got to be flexible. Maybe you have a lot of earth in your chart too. Or maybe there's a lot of energy active in your particular second house. Again, count forward from your rising sign to quickly find that energy. But let's go ahead and see. Let's dig in with some tarot. Yeah, that's definitely the Pisces side. Oh boy. And you got the King of Wands and the Four of Cups. Scorp Sag energy and Cancer energy. Queen of Swords, yeah. Yeah, you want excitement. You want change, you want shift, you want unpredictability. It's like there's something, you want to go where the wind takes you. You know, and it's like Spirit's like, absolutely not right now. No. You need to go where these walls keep you in, right? Like you need to follow a path. Get grounded, persistent, patient, and practical about your life. And yeah, there you go. There's your energy right there, Aquarius energy, Six of Swords. I'm going to hop in the boat and go somewhere else, and maybe I'll get a different message. Maybe you'll see it from my point of view, and that, no, this is not for me. Okay, so figuring out what is for you, what isn't, who you are, what you aren't, Ten of Swords, Gemini energy. Spirit is still saying how you think and how you learn, how you communicate and connect have to shift. Ten of Swords. The old won't bring in the new. Uh-oh. Okay, so we're touching on truth here. Ace of Swords. All right. Thank you for that confirmation, Spirit. Because again, I know sometimes these messages might feel a little harsh, but I got to give it to you how they're giving it to me. And hopefully how it's all coming out. Yeah, it's all coming out in love. You can feel that. Page of Cups. All right. Page of Cups is the type of like, what if we feel differently about it? Or, hey, the Page of Cups is that child that comes to you very sweetly to say something that you need to hear or that might not be so pleasant to hear, but they're going to do it in a way that is very charming and very kind, right? This is all coming from love. Love you guys so, so much. King of Cups, right? That's quite literally who you are in the major R or the court cards. You're the King of Cups, Aquarius, Pisces, regardless of your gender. The cusp of sensitivity. The master of water. But imagine asking the King of Cups to now be the King of Pentacles. Especially with the second house. Yeah. Ooh. Oh. And look who's at the bottom of the deck. Spirit. Imagine telling the King of Cups he has to now be the King of Pentacles. He's like, no, that's not my element. That's not my vibe. It's not my thing. You know? Challenge. Yeah, this is a challenge. This is the challenge. Wow. All right, let's get into it. Thank you so much, Divine. Tell me more about this Earth, second house, immutable energy. For Aquarius, Pisces. And what they're dealing with. What's this Earth, second house, and Queen of Swords? She peeked out a little bit earlier. Time to choose logic over emotion is what the Queen of Swords does best. She is connected to water, but she's very logical about what she feels. She doesn't allow her emotions to override her mind. She could feel the world for you, but if you need to be chopped down a little bit, she's going to do it. She also had to fight. Swords are sharp. To come up through them swords energy ain't nothing nice. But again, like I always say with the tens, you can either enter into the court or start back over at the one. Some of you are going to have to enter the court of swords, change the thinking, master the thought and the mind. And that does feel like gaining a little bit more discipline, Aquarius, Pisces, not allowing yourself to be so flexy and fluid. Like there's something in your life or something that you desire or want that requires consistency. Requires consistency, and you can't flux on that. I mean, you can, but fluxing on it is going to ultimately hinder you in the long run. Three of Swords at the bottom. Is the Queen of Swords who you created based off the Three Swords? Maybe. What's this Earth energy about? Thank you. The Eight of Swords, right. I don't want to see it. Nope, nope, nope. There has to be another way. I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to. No, I don't want the practical way. I want the fluid, fun way. I want the way that fits me, not the way that everybody else do. It's resistance. It's like, I don't want to go do the 9 to 5, right? Which is fair and valid. And I'm just using that as an example, but it's like, I don't want to do what everyone else is doing. But I think, again, I think whatever this square, this challenge is you kind of got to do what everyone else is doing here, Aquarius, Pisces. Of course, you can always do it in your own way, but it still has to get done. And maybe that's the balance you're trying to find. How do I make this me? You know what I mean? It's like if you had to wear uniforms to school growing up. And I hate that we all look the same and we all have the same polo, the same little wrap skirt or pants, or, So you put buttons on your shirt, or, you know what I mean? You find ways to adjust the outfit, the uniform, so that you feel a little bit more like yourself. How do I go about physical security, my material values, possessions? How do I go about mastering the material world in a way that feels right for me? In a way that represents me and not represents the status quo and what everyone else does or what everyone else thinks is appropriate. So it's a little bit of that rebellious spirit I feel in you here, Aquarius, Pisces, where it's just kind of like, I'm definitely not going to do what everyone else is doing, but I hear you, Spirit, that I need to figure out what to do, or I have to have some sort of structure. But it's like, yeah, how do you build structure when you're so used to being fluid and not having one? Come on. Star card, there you are. There you are, Aquarius energy. How do I do it but stand out or make it my own? And here's what I want to say with conjunction here at the bottom. There is a path that allows for that. It's just about you seeing it, Aquarius, Pisces. It's about you finding the awareness of it, or just figuring out what that path looks like. But some of you might even be slightly refusing your responsibilities a little bit, or just kind of struggling to accept them for what they are and what they need. Three of Wands, yeah. Clarify the Three of Wands. Oh, Three of Swords again. Okay. Right. I don't want to be miserable. I don't want to be in pain. I don't want to go through what everyone else went through. Some of you have maybe seen people struggle, seen people, lose their fire almost, or just kind of lose themselves in certain things. And it's like, that's what you refuse to do. I refuse to do what everyone expects me to do, because that expectation would be like betrayal to myself, or, it's something around there, like, or the expectation will only lead to more pain for me, or heartbreak, or I've only seen that path lead to disappointments. And I don't want that. Strength. There's that Leo energy counterbalancing your Aquarian vibe. Leo Virgo, quite literally. So maybe some of you want to watch the Leo Virgo reading I did not too long ago, earlier today. But it's going to require strength. And strength in the way of not letting your fears drive the boat. Your fear of what to anticipate. The Three of Wands can be anticipation for something. You're anticipating the Three of Swords. Might not actually be how it turns out, but because of what you've seen and what you've experienced or the other stories that people have told you, it's like, oh yeah, no, definitely not doing that. But strength is required. Courage is required. Knight of Pentacles, exactly, to be persistent. Or find consistency in something. Tell me about this second house for Aquarius, Pisces, Divine. What do they need to know about the second house, the Queen of Swords again? Getting diplomatic. Getting to business. Putting your business hat on. And going, I might not feel like doing this, but I got to do it. Something that I think some of you guys, this could also be showing up as procrastination. There's things that you know you need to do in order to maintain some sort of stability, consistency, persistent. But again, where you would maybe, old version of you might give yourself leeway, push it off. I don't feel like doing that today, so I'm not. You know what I mean? It's like there's something in your presence or in your life or on your path where it's like, you can't shrug this off. You can't just say, I don't feel like doing it, so I'm not. You got to do it even when you don't feel like it. And that's where I think the uncomfortable energy comes in. Six of Pentacles, yeah. Taurus energy. It's interesting with the Six of Pentacles that it's almost like checks and balances for you. Is how I'm getting this. Like, okay, this could even be as simple as like making sure, you know, your bills are paid on time. Not that y'all don't pay y'all bills. I'm not saying that. But like getting a system in place. Putting things on auto pay or looking at your finances. Okay, I got to delegate this to that. I got to move this over here. Okay, I need to shift this. I need to make that. I need to have this. I need to have that. And I can feel it. You're like, oh, this is just like the part of adulting that I hate. Like making appointments, having meetings, and, you know, like doing the things that need to be done. Taking care of business. Even when you don't want to. High Priestess, you know, and you know what I'm talking about. Because I'm just throwing out examples, but there's a specific thing that you've been pushing off. Procrastinating on. That feels very mundane, and it's just like, oh, I hate doing this, but you got to get it done. Tell me more about the Queen of Swords and the Six of Pentacles for the second house. Yeah, it's taking care of house. Protecting your assets. Creating assets. You know, like what it's something that's the next step in building some sort of wealth, maybe even. The world, yeah, the career. Oh, for some of you, it's taking a next step in a career. It's fixed energy, though, too, with the world. And that's your Aquarius vibe. It's almost like this, as much as you maybe don't want to be a part of the world, Aquarius, Pisces, there's some things that you gotta do. You know what I mean? That everybody else does, or that, you know, makes you a part of it, or some form of participation in it. Some of you, I am hearing taxes. I just have to say that because I I won't get all up in your business now, Aquarius Pisces, but I just kept hearing that. Like, there could be some sort of tax thing that you need to take care of, that you need to handle, or that you need to start looking into to be able to manage come next tax season, or for tax purposes. Again, yeah, it could be something like, let's say you're self-employed and you're like, I don't necessarily, I keep up with my receipts, but whatever. It's like now you got like something has shifted where it's like, okay, yeah, no, I really need to like count what I spend. I need to really like get up on the business side of something. So maybe you're even a creative here, Aquarius Pisces, and it's like having to learn the business side of whatever art you do or whatever creative sector that you're in. And you're like, I rather just be in surrender to the fluidity and the flow of the creation. I don't really want to have to do the business part of it. But I think even if, let's say that's the case, you maybe have a few examples of people who are also creative who maybe didn't pay attention to the business side. And you can even see that on the world stage with the world here, right? A lot of people run into tax issues because they're trusting the wrong people to manage their finances, or they just didn't, if they manage their own, they left something out, or, whatever the case may be. It always comes back out. So it's almost like the divine is like, take care of shop now. Set the rules in place or get things situated now so you don't have to worry about it later, Aquarius Pisces. Yeah. What's the energy between the second house and this mutable? Thank you. The Three of Cups. Yeah, I just want to have fun. I want to party. I want to hang out. I want to be with my friends. I don't want to take things so seriously. That's what the Three of Cups is. It's casual encounters, surface level energy and connection. It's lighthearted. It is celebration. Maybe this is also a contrast between you and your peers. Maybe there's been a shift in your life where now you're having to be more responsible. You're having to be more focused on the material world and building wealth, or like building a career or buying a home, or, you're having to get serious about setting up your life, whereas your peers are still out having fun and doing whatever suits them at that moment, still living moment by moment. Oh, that is it. That's the transformation. That's the 8th house. Something has occurred here, or will occur, a union, a merging, a coming together that will no longer allow you to live moment by moment. It's like you got to like think about the future. So maybe this is like a child coming, or a child that has now arrived. That's a huge, huge lifestyle change. It isn't what you just want to do and what you feel. I know you got a whole other life now that you're responsible for. The King of Cups becoming the King of Pentacles. Now you got to get practical about everything you do, because it's not only just about you. You know what I mean? Like, you can get away with ramen noodles at night, but now you got another mouth to feed. And I mean, sure, ramen noodles is a great meal. It's delicious. Absolutely. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, I could go without eating, but that child can't. It's like it's a radical change. That's a radical change. For some of you, that might be the case. Not all of you, but it could be similar to a child. It could be responsibilities within a family. Maybe you're now the caregiver and the caretaker of a family member, and it's like, I now have to incorporate their needs into my schedule, or I have to think about now what also works for them. Maybe this is even a marriage or a union. And again, it's like, oh no, this person's like my husband or my wife now, or my partner. A union and merging and a coming together. I have to consider them now. I can't just do what I want to do. It's not just about me now. And I'm not saying that as like a selfish, or you are being selfish. No, when it is you, single, it is always about you, main character, right? But now there's another character in the book. And that's the thinking, the learning, the communicating, and the connecting. Something has presented itself where now you got to get serious. And serious in a way that your peers aren't as, yeah, it's serious in a way where it puts a lot on your plate, Aquarius Pisces, or it's now a lot of responsibility where you are very used to maybe having none or little to none. And in the Ten of Wands respect, it's like it doesn't get done if I don't do it. That's maybe even that integrity, right? That reverence and the service. Now you're at service or in the service of something or someone else. It's not just about what serves you, it's about what serves the all. And again, I don't think necessarily that you're like nose turned up to this. That's not the vibe I'm getting from you. What I do get is that you might have underestimated the shift and the real challenge that that presents. And now it's like you're dealing with it and it's real and it's very in your face and it makes you uncomfortable. Tell me about this mutable energy here, Divine, for Aquarius Pisces. Ooh, I'm feeling a bit of warmth on my back. Some of you maybe need some comfort. Yeah. If you have people that bring you like a good group of friends, a good network, a good family, don't be afraid to let people know that you are struggling or you're battling here, Aquarius Pisces, or that you need some support. Okay, there's your Piscean energy with the Nine of Cups. I almost said the 9th house. So Pisces could definitely be your 9th house. Or, well, if you're on this cusp, it wouldn't be your 9th house. You might have Neptune in your 9th house then. 5 of Cups. That's, perfectly depicted. The 9 of Cups is your individual happiness. All you had to worry about was you. And the 3 of Cups is what spills over in the 5 of Cups. Welcoming change. And for some of you, it's like, again, you happily welcome this change, but maybe it's just a simple thought of, I didn't realize how much I was really living moment to moment. Yeah, 7 of Wands. Now I have something I have to protect. Now I have something that is of value, 2nd house. Something that I'm now responsible for. Or something that now requires you to show up differently. This union emerging and coming together. And we'll look a little deeper into this union in the extended reading, Aquarius Pisces. We'll dig a little deeper with the tarot. And then we will pull the outcome. What's the destined outcome of all of this radical change that you're experiencing from the Sacred Destiny Oracle? And then I will pull a manifestation practice from a new manifestation deck by Alex L. I don't know if you're familiar with her work as an author. She's really awesome. And these affirmations and manifestation practices were really in alignment in the last round of astrology reads. So we'll be using those again to help support you. But yeah, you got the 9 of Pentacles, the Sun, and the High Priestess with the Magician at the bottom. There goes Mercury. Where you were very independent. The Sun can also represent a child. I'm telling you, it's either a child coming. It might not even be your own child. This could be a child that you've adopted. that you're now guardian over, maybe due to some unfortunate circumstances. It's like, or this could even be a child that's desired, Aquarius Pisces. You're getting to a point now where you're like, you know what, I do want a family. I do want to be a mother or a father one day. And now it's like you're feeling this sense, a little bit of pressure to get disciplined around your finances and around how you set yourself up to be able to support another life. I keep hearing that it's not just about me anymore. Now I have to kind of use my inner compass, my high priestess. It's like, you know, the right thing to do, you do. And I don't think it's resistance towards the right thing. I just think it's more challenging than you maybe thought, or it might be. If this hasn't happened yet, especially with the Magician, yeah, you got to create a new reality. And the Ace of Wands. Okay. So before we get into the extended, let's clarify the Strength and the Three of Cups. And then we'll be over on Patreon if you guys want to join. The link is in the description box below. Clarify Strength and the Three of Cups here for Aquarius, Pisces, Divine. We've got the Two of Wands. Strength to walk the path. Strength to forge forward. Clarify the Three of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. The World and the Wheel of Fortune are two sides of the same coin. The Wheel of Fortune says it isn't yet set in stone. Page of Cups at the bottom again. The World says it's fixed, it's finite. You now have to start a new cycle. The Wheel of Fortune is the point where you get to shift and change the narrative and how you get to the world energy. It's where all the fixed energies are forced to change and shift. With the Seven of Wands, it is an energy of standing the ground, standing your ground. And again, I feel like there's a path. Two of Wands too. Aquarius, Pisces. There is a way to remain true to yourself, but still find structure and discipline. And with the High Priestess and the Sun and the Nine of Pentacles coming out, it feels like, again, that way forward is going to be very different for each and every one of you. So you're going to have to tune in to your own intuition, to your own higher self, to learn and to hear and to figure it out. And I do feel like Mercury going into retrograde soon is going to assist you, as well as Uranus going into retrograde is going to show you what needs changing, like where and how and the what and the when and the why. All of those questions will be answered for you very soon. But there is this need to have an open heart. Page of Cups. That what you might be feeling right now isn't necessarily fixed in the way that it might, in the way that you sense. The feeling could feel permanent, but it's not. The feeling of permanency is based off of a perception that you have about taking a path, doing this thing. It doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It just has to be real and authentic and true to you. But it still has to be done. All right, I do feel like I'm speaking in riddles and codes here, so I hope that that was somewhat helpful. Aquarius, Pisces, let me know in the comments down below what you think, what you feel about this read, what connects with you and your story. I love to hear that from you all, or even if you just want to say hello, I'd love to say hello to you down there in the comments. And again, thank you, Abina. Thank you, Aurora. Thank you, Queen Tiki. Thank you, the Sun card. Yeah. Oh no, the sun card, right? I really don't. I know it. I was feeling that. I was feeling it. I was feeling it. All right. So spot on. But to everyone tuned in here, I hope that this was helpful. And if you tune in a little later, again, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for showing up in the chat. Love to see you. I appreciate you all. And if I don't see you over on the Patreon side of things here, I'll catch y'all in our next one. All right? I'll see you soon, Aquarius Pisces. Namaste.